The Federal and Velevin Hypermarket jointly present the Thoothukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi.
Like many aspects of modern society, microfinance too traces its roots back through history. Mechanisms for issuing loans to destitute populations have existed in various forms in Asia for thousands of years. In Europe, Franciscan monks performed the mounts of piety in the 15th century to reintegrate the poorest populations into community life. The first savings and loan cooperative opened in 1879 in Germany's Rhineland. And throughout the 20th century, the principle would stand strong. But these financial inclusion models proved insufficient to stem the tide of poverty in what was still known as the Third World in 1970. What emerged was modern microfinance in one of the world's poorest countries, Bangladesh. The man behind it was Muhammad Yunus, an economics professor who felt that the banking system had let down the poor. In the village of Jobra, Yunus decided to deliver a personal loan to a group of 42 women to help them start a business. And it worked. These female makers of bamboo stools took advantage of the loan to boost their productivity before repaying the sum in its entirety. The Act established the basic principles of modern microfinance, combating poverty through microcredit and primarily serving women in emerging countries. While what happened in Jobra could have remained an isolated incident, Muhammad Yunus was determined to replicate this first microcredit experience elsewhere. After a lukewarm reception from the banking system, he decided to create his own program, thus the birth of Grameen. The Grameen system turned traditional banking on its head. It offered small loans to poor populations with no financial guarantees required in return. Finally, the program targeted women who had been traditionally excluded from the financial system, a bold gamble that became a success. In 1983, the program obtained the status of a banking establishment. Grameen Bank, known as the Bank for the Poor, was thus born and would soon record stunning growth. As of 2024, Grameen Bank has 2,568 branches across 81,678 villages with 10.61 million borrowers. Estimates suggest that the bank has extended credit access to over 7 million beneficiaries in Bangladesh, 97% of whom are women. The 1980s and 1990s saw the model exported around the world through intermediaries of NGOs and financial institutions. Soon, a full-fledged microfinance industry emerged in developing countries. The early 21st century marked the international rise of microcredit. The G8 outlined the principles of microfinance in 2004, tracing the contours of a new economic sector. The UN named 2005 the International Year of Microcredit, and Muhammad Yunus won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. Yunus also received the 2006 Seoul Peace Prize. However, his idea of entering politics perhaps set off the entire saga of controversies surrounding him. Ahead of the 2006 polls, the Bangladesh National Party and Sheikh Hasina's Awami League failed to agree on a candidate to head the caretaker government, leading to the imposition of a state of emergency in Bangladesh. With both Khalida Zia and Sheikh Hasina incarcerated by the military-backed government on extortion charges, Yunus announced that he would contest in the next polls by forming the Nagarik Shakti Party in February 2007. But he dropped the plans within months due to a lack of public support. Reportedly, Hasina became enraged when Yunus announced his political plans. After Hasina came to power in 2008, the authorities launched a series of investigations against Yunus. He faced nearly 200 charges, including allegations of money laundering. In 2011, authorities started scrutinizing the statutory Grameen Bank's activities and fired Yunus as its founding managing director on charges of violating the government retirement regulation. Hasina accused Yunus of using coercion and other methods to collect loans from poor rural women. In 2013, he faced trial for allegedly accepting funds without government approval, including his Nobel Prize award and royalties from a book. More complications emerged from allegations linked to other businesses he founded. including Grameen Telecom and Grameen Phone. In 2023, former employees of Grameen Telecom filed a lawsuit claiming that Yunus had misappropriated their job benefits. In January, Yunus was sentenced to 6 months of imprisonment by a court on charges of labor law violation. He has pleaded not guilty and is currently out on bail. Yunus has strong support from student groups who demanded for his appointment as the leader of the caretaker government, and not without reason. In Muhammad Yunus, Bangladesh has the opportunity to shake off 15 years of Hasina's rule with a leader who gave opportunities to women to participate more in society. He was dubbed the banker to the poor. He is also now known as a social entrepreneur and civil society leader. There is a visible disgust in Bangladesh with political parties, and consequently civil society groups have come to the fore. Yunus is a prominent face of Bangladesh civil society groups now. His name was proposed by the leaders of the student protest, with others accepting it enthusiastically. Earlier this year, Yunus had declared at a press conference, "I am not a politician, this is the last thing I will ever do." Yet, just months later, Yunus is heading Bangladesh's interim government. The 84-year-old has been pushed into political limelight as Bangladesh seeks stability amid one of the biggest crises in nation's history.
The Federal and Relevant Hypermarket jointly present the Thoothukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi.